goodness.
What's up, guys? Boy Benny. Do you like dark humor? I love dark humor. It's actually the only humor that interests me because that's what comedy is supposed to be, is pushing the limits, the boundaries of society, and exploring the things that you're not supposed to talk about, right? The cultural faux pas, as they would be called by the French. You're not allowed to make jokes about certain things and certain topics or certain demographics or protected classes, right? And that's why the best comedians, the Dave Chappelles of the world, right, go like tearing right in there, right? The Norm Macdonalds of the world go like stomping on your grass, right? And don't walk on the grass. No, I'm stomp on it. Army boots. And you know, there are these moments where you see in a comedy club or when Dave Chappelle's doing a show in like a blue city where you make these certain types of jokes about these certain protected classes, and people get really awkward in the audience. They pan to the audience and some people are laughing, but some people are like, that hurt my feelings, right? And you end up seeing that quite a bit. And there was a very famous moment where that happened in Hollywood, of all places, where a legend, Ricky Gervais, stood up in front of the Hollywood elite and made a joke about how they all flew on Jeffrey Epstein's plane and how they all loved Jeffrey Epstein. And now that Jeffrey Epstein was dead, he'd just been killed, that, you know, they would have to get their own private flights. And the awkward laughter tells you
that's a show about a man who wants to kill himself because his wife dies of cancer, and it's still more fun than this, okay? Spoiler alert, season 2 is on the way, so in the end he obviously didn't kill himself, just like Jeffrey Epstein. Shut up. I know he's your friend, but I don't care. You had to make your own way here in your own plane, didn't you?
Get here on your own plane. These celebrities were listening to Jeffrey Epstein client list. Oh, okay. Some of these people were in the audience, presumably. I mean, you have to assume that Leonardo DiCaprio was in the audience. You have to assume that Cate Blanchett was in the audience there. Some of these people, like Cameron Diaz, David Copperfield, Michael Jackson, Stephen Hawking, Kevin Spacey, Bruce Willis. A ton of these people may have been in the audience that night. So maybe that's why the awkward laughter, right? And it's not just, obviously, Hollywood celebrities, although that's somebody that certainly had close consort with Jeffrey Epstein, the world's foremost pederast. It was members of the royal family. The branches went very political. Bill Clinton was listed hundreds of times in the Epstein documents, hundreds of times, including but not limited to one of the victims saying that, according to Jeffrey Epstein, Bill Clinton likes him young. That's a quote, all right? That's a quote. And it really is sort of the command on the branches of power in our government and in the royal family and in governments across the world that kept Jeffrey Epstein, I think, safe, non-prosecuted, and that keeps his life a mystery to this very day, because were all the information to get out, it would destroy half of the ruling class here in America. I don't think that they care that much about celebrities. Celebrities are just a tool for them. They care about the ruling class. Tim Burchett, who's a member of the House Oversight Committee and a member of Congress, goes off on the FBI talking about how much information the FBI has on Jeffrey Epstein and how they raided his homes and took all of the CDs. I mean, you can see them on your camera here. You see they took all of these CDs. They took all of these mountains of evidence and didn't show us any of it. In fact, who knows? Maybe they destroyed it. Why did that happen? The congressman says because the big boys and girls that were involved, that were on some of those tapes, are very influential, and I say release them all. Well, ladies and gentlemen, the man who is in charge of those tapes, the guy who ordered the raids of Little St. James and Jeffrey Epstein's estates, and presumably has all that evidence, is the current FBI director, Christopher Wray. Christopher Wray was asked just this week, when will you actually release the tapes? And why haven't you? Why are you protecting a pedophile? He's a pedophile and he's dead. So what purpose would you have to protect the monsters who he was in business with? Ladies and gentlemen, a unbelievable exchange here by the great John Kennedy of Louisiana. Let's go.
Jeffrey Epstein, who is now deceased, and Ms. Maxwell, his associate, who's in prison, were engaged in a conspiracy of sex trafficking with minors. So were others. It's been widely reported. What's the FBI doing to investigate the other people that were involved in these sex trafficking rings?
Well, I'm not sure that I can confirm any specific individual.
Well, let me put it this way. Let me give you some facts, widely reported. Jeffrey Epstein had video surveillance in all of his homes and on his private island. And there have been articles after articles from witnesses who have said he videotaped sex acts with prominent people because he was trying to incur with young girls that he had procured to try to incur favor with those prominent people and potentially to be able to blackmail them. Now, that's a fact. And the FBI and other federal agencies have raided his houses. Do you have those tapes?
Again, I can't discuss the specifics of our law enforcement operations related to Mr. Epstein or Ms. Maxwell, but obviously we had very active investigation related to both of them. But whether it extends to other people, I'm not sure that's something
But here, a suit was filed yesterday against one of those prominent people by one of the young women sex trafficked, allegedly, said he was part of the ring. It's on the front page, I don't know, is this the New York Times, Wall Street Journal? And we keep seeing article after article after article, and we keep hearing about prominent person after prominent person after prominent person. I just want to know if these prominent people are above the law and are going to be, and aren't being investigated, or is the FBI investigating them?
Well, no one is above the law, number one. As to whether specific people are being investigated, that's not something that I, as I'm sure you can appreciate, can engage on here. We've devoted significant resources to the investigation.
Is it ongoing?
I'm not sure there's anything I can share with you on that, but let me see if we can get back to you and provide a little more information.
Well, for example, these allegations in this lawsuit, the civil action.
Yeah, I haven't seen
You ought to read
the article.
It'll trigger your gag reflex. Is the FBI going to investigate that?
Well, again, I haven't seen the article, but I would be happy to take a look at it and take it back and see if it's part of something
I'd
we're
just
already
like to
working
know.
on. I share your.
Yeah, is the FBI still investigating this, or are these prominent people going to go scot-free?
I'm not sure that I can tell you whether or not there is ongoing work being devoted to this. I would be happy to take a look at the specific article. I share your disgust at Mr. Epstein's conduct and Ms. Maxwell's conduct.
And others.
The whole operation.
Okay, thanks, Madam Chair. Sorry, Martin. You're a fine American anyway.
Thank you, Senator Kennedy.
Without enough outrage from the American people, that our government will just continue to stonewall and will continue to say, oh, the real criminal is Donald Trump. Yeah, Jeffrey Epstein was selling and trafficking in young children. Trafficking to who? Oh, we never know. Yeah, you never know. Who is he trafficking to? Where are those prosecutions? Don't ask tough questions. Donald Trump has a bookkeeping error, right? Got to put him in jail for the rest of his life. Donald Trump was the guy who did the most to stop child trafficking in the world. And look at how much he's being persecuted. Kind of tells you everything you need to know there, right? So, yeah, the FBI director testified directly that they have the Epstein tapes and directly about the trafficking. And then said, but you're not allowed to know any of it. You're not allowed to know the victims. You're not allowed to know the victimizers. You're not allowed to know these monsters. And maybe some of them may be sitting in the room with them right now. Maybe that's why. Some of them were the fellow senators right there on the stage. The best sunlight is the best disinfectant is sunlight. The only way out is through. And the only way through is the truth. Donald Trump saying that he'll declassify the 9/11, JFK, and Jeffrey Epstein documents if and when elected president. That's enough reason alone, ladies and gentlemen. Do it for the kids, okay? Do it for the kids. Let's get the declassification out there, and then let's see who these monsters are, and let's start cleaning up our own government. It's your boy Benny. Like, share, and subscribe. See ya.